There's a verse in the Megillah which explains what happened when Haman came to speak to Achashverosh, the king, in order to destroy the Jewish people. The verse states that Haman came and claimed that the Jewish people are a scattered people and they're separate. Their laws are different from the rest of the kingdom, and they don't keep the king's laws. If it pleases the king, let them be destroyed, and I'll give you 10,000 silver talents. The Gemara Megillah goes on to explain that Haman was the greatest Baal Lashon Hara, the greatest speaker of slander, and it's learned from this verse. The Gemara continues and explains that what saved the Jewish people was the half shekel that the Jewish people gave for the sacrifices in the temple. The rabbis saw that one day in the future, a nation would come and try to destroy us. So they made sure that the half shekel was given before that date. The Sefer Pachad Yitzchak has 3 problems with this. First of all, where do we see from this verse that Haman was the greatest in slander? Second of all, what's this idea of paying money to destroy an entire nation? And third of all, how was it that the half shekel was the factor that saved the Jewish people? If you look in the Haftorah on the Shabbos before Purim, which we read on Shabbos Zachor, it states like this. Shmuel the Navi came to Shaul the king in order to kill Agag, because Shaul himself didn't kill him. So the verse states that when Agag came to Shmuel to be killed, he came with ma'adanot. Now the word ma'adanot has 2 meanings. One meaning is that he came in chains. He was chained up. The other meaning is he came pampering himself. He came with arrogance. Now the Pachad Yitzchak wants to explain that this verse is not just speaking about the specific event, but it's also talking about the future. We know that the prophets, the things written in the prophets, also reveal the future. And in the future, Amalek, who is the people of Haman and the people of Agag, are going to come in a similar fashion. He wants to explain that really we can say both Peshatim, both explanations of the verse, that he came tied up and he also came pampering himself in an arrogant way. What does that mean? In the end of days, there's going to come a philosophy which is totally diametric to Jewish belief. And that philosophy is this idea that there is no free will. In other words, man is not responsible for his action. And we see it now in our days. We have people who are sick, people who are perverted, and they're claiming, what can we do? This is the way we are. And not only claiming, what can we do? This is the way we are. But they come with arrogance. And they come with confidence. Even though they're filled with disgusting behavior, they still come with arrogance. So this is what we can see from the way that Agag came. First of all, he came tied up, which means, I have no free will. What can I do? This is the way I am. And secondly, he came with arrogance. Like the expression that we say, he came with a Maisa Zimri, and he wants the schar of Pinchas. In other words, he came with disgusting acts of perversion and murder and thievery. And he expects to be treated with honor and dignity. This is the philosophy of Amalek. So now we can answer why the chetzi shekel, the half shekel, was the thing that saved the Jewish people. Because this half shekel was used for the sacrifices in the Beis Hamikdash. In other words, the Jewish people did wrong, and now they have to come and bring sacrifices. It's the utmost responsibility. It's the idea that we're not whole, we're half. And a truly religious Jew always views himself as half. He always says, Bizrat Hashem, with the help of Hashem, Chasdei Hashem, with the chesed of Hashem, B'siyat Dishmaya, that Hashem should help me. Rav Yisrael Salanter said, what is the meaning in Psalms where David HaMelech said, a broken heart? What does it mean to have a broken heart? He said it always means to be doubtful in your service to God, to always check out, am I really doing things in a pure way? Am I really doing things for the sake of God, or am I doing it for myself? Am I praying the best way that I can pray? Am I learning the best of my ability? A truly religious person always asks himself these questions and always strives for more perfection, because we understand that we are not complete, we are not whole, and we need God's help as we strive for perfection. So these ideas, which is represented by the chetzi shekel, the half a shekel, is what saved the Jewish people. On the other hand, Haman wanted to pay 150 million shekels. He wanted to fill up the fact that he was also half, with false kavod and honor and glory. This is what he was saying to the king by offering such a large sum of money. Let us fill up our lack of perfection with money and banquets and all the false vanities that this world has to offer. And then we can parade ourselves as being great and wonderful, while at the same time fulfilling all of our perversions. Let us kill our consciousness with whining and dining. And this was the underlying theme of the slander which he was saying to Achashverosh, to convince him to destroy the Jewish people, the consciousness of the world. This also explained why Shmuel killed Agag by chopping him up, according to Rashi, into 4 pieces. He didn't just kill him, he chopped him up. In other words, you hold yourself as being whole and perfect. I'll show you. He chopped him up into 4 pieces. And maybe we can use this same idea to get an understanding of what does it mean on Purim we need to drink to the point where we can't tell the difference between blessed is Mordechai and cursed is Haman. All human beings are imperfect and we need to strive for perfection. The truly religious person begs and prays and comes unto Hashem to try to get that perfection, to try to grow. This is what makes him blessed. The arrogant person, on the other hand, tries to fulfill his imperfections with falsity and vanity and honor. This is what makes him cursed. So in this Purim, we should all try to reach a level of happiness that brings us much closer to God.